Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies from Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for Midnight Edge in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for Midnight Edge in the morning.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the final Midnight's Edge in the morning of the year 2025. And it's been a ride. I'm sure it's going to be today as well. And joining me for that ride, at least so far, I'm sure more will come as we get going here. But so far, we have Mr. Chris Brawley. How's it going?
It's going well. It's been a good year. It's been a long year. It's been a magical year. I'm just glad to be here at the end of this year with cheer
Yeah.
and no fear.
Also joining us, with or without fear, is Mr. Paul Chateau.
Beer. It's a little early, but you know,
Guess good.
no, it's not beer. I just had to rhyme something.
Mm.
Yes, not much time left in this particular year, but I also object to the notion that there's some temporal rift every 365 days of the year, that somehow things will change tomorrow, that somehow we are crossing from darkness to light, depending on where you are, of course.
Yeah.
Australia.
Also depending on what year. I see where you're coming from, because I also get annoyed when people attach some kind of magic significance to a new year or what's going on now. StreamYard is giving us issues.
It's called the disco moment.
Yeah, indeed. I don't know what on
You-
earth
you-
happened there.
Did you hit the background button?
No, but Tom entered the studio.
It's very
uh,
magical.
Yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. Greetings, Tom.
I see that visual every time Tom enters the room. Honestly, it's
Very,
quite magical.
very gay. He has to hit the gay button.
That's
You know
what
what's really gay? YouTube.
Oh,
U2 or U2? I think you said YouTube, not YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, with a B. So not the two of you guys,
oh
or the
darn it.
three of us. Yeah.
And now
Uh,
every 365 days, the Earth does orbit the sun. I'm sorry to the
True.
flat earthers out there, but that actually does happen. I've
it
been told.
does. It
Yeah.
does.
I did encounter a no moonwalk conspiracy theorist in one of my adventures.
Hmm.
Sort of, it kind of makes your day.
That's one of my recreational beliefs, honestly, that maybe they faked it, because I love the notion of Kubrick filming the moon landing. I just love the whole idea of it. And I thought that Scarlett Johansson movie was
Right.
going to go there, and they just kind of went there, but not exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was an emergency contingency wag the dog moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just in
one of
case.
my favorite all-time movies.
Really.
I love Wag the Dog.
Well, I thought you were talking about the Scarlet.
No.
Johansson.
Wag the Dog was.
Yeah, Wag the Dog's great. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Different thing, different
Sorry.
dog.
Yeah, so
Go
I
ahead.
object to the notion that it's just not the same old shit
Mm.
that continues, that somehow the new year. But for many people, I think they do use it as a way, as a palate refresher and a way to put a spike into the ground and say things are going to change, and But then 10 days later, they just go back to their usual.
Yeah. Well, I think many people use it as kind of like a crutch if you've had a rough year and you have a very external locus of control yourself, and you really think that that this external thing, so now is a new year, now things are going to get better. And I remember, as long-time viewers will recall, during the lockdown ages and stuff like that, people say, oh, finally 2019 is over, finally 2020 is over.
Yeah.
And I was like saying, what are you happy about? Because if you look at where we are right now politically, I guarantee you it's going to get worse before it gets better. So if you have plenty high hopes for the year 2021, I'm sorry, but you're going to be in for a very rude awakening, which indeed people were. And things are going to happen.
Although,
every year, good and bad.
The COVID the disease that shall not be named.
Lockdowns is the issue.
Lockdowns. You kind of do rely on your countdown, and when you're in the middle of it, it's crappy. And I will say one thing during the lockdown. It wasn't 4 years of lockdown, but we were trying to get out from under the BS.
Yeah, it wasn't 2 weeks to stop the spread either.
Yeah, but you know what? It made me think of my parents going through World War II and them thinking, is this the year this absolute utter madness is going to be over? My mom was in the ghetto for 6 months. Everyone was starved nearly to death. Each month would she have gone, I wonder if this is the month it's over. I think you do imbue time with significance when you're in the middle of something really crappy. Could you imagine World War II? Just the people going, like, it's when you're in the middle of it, it's never ending. When we're in the middle of the disease that shall not be named, it felt like it was never ending. But the scale of it, compared to anybody in the middle of some conflagration that involves death. Sorry for being such a downer, but it's just something I think about.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're fine. Carry on. It's true. Like, it happened to all of us. And here's the thing: it's a matter of like context, because compared to the people in World War II, especially those of the Jewish persuasion, like your parents and your extended family that didn't even make it out of it, what we all went through the last few years is nothing by comparison. At the same time, it's different for the people living today because they went through that. They didn't go through the things of the past. And also World War II, when you go back through human history, I mean, there's plenty of people that have been through other shit in history that would kill for the delight and comparative joy of World War II. So, yeah, humanity has been through a bunch of shit. Compared to what's happened in history, none of us through anything. It still doesn't help when it happens to us.
Sure, was it? I mean, it was 600 years of attempted Prussian unification. I mean, people don't know about the history of this planet and how much better we have it now.
People don't know history in general, and this is a really, really big problem, because if people knew, if people were actively aware, we wouldn't have gone through the bullshit that we are doing right now if people had the ability to learn from history. Instead, you just keep on repeating the same mistakes over and over in slightly remixed versions.
I think
so. In other words, it's like my relationships.
Speaking of World War II.
Oh, yeah. And also, YouTube hasn't gotten any better this year, has it, Tom?
Oh, them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be careful.
For those who don't know, my appeal was swiftly denied. In fact, no actual person watched my appeal. There is 0 views on it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So there just tells you that not a single actual person made this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was all AI. You know what that tells me?
So, and the horse they fucking rode in on.
It tells me that we all have to watch our backs, because this platform doesn't really want us here. It won some establishment creators. It won some really, really big ones. But the rest of us, they want this all gone. And I think that's going to happen more mistakes like that. And there's not going to be any system to rectify.
Oh, I don't think
You
this
have
was a
to.
mistake. I think
No.
this is like Office Space.
Yeah. I agree with that.
The problem just
anyway,
worked itself out.
So I think we do put markers in the ground when crappy things are happening. I will say in a world where we've got fragmented families, and I have said that entertainment has suffered from the fact that we don't have more common things anymore.
Monoculture, death of monoculture. That's what you mean.
Yes. The death of monoculture. I would say this, the incident that has taken place, the disease that shall not be named, kind of unified everybody, at least to experience the same crappy thing.
You know what? No, I disagree with that. I have to say, it did not unify people. It split people.
No. I didn't. Sorry, unify is not the right word. What I meant was we all experienced the same thing at the same time. We all three of us had different opinions. Sorry,
this is true. Yes,
something that at least most of us can talk about.
Yeah,
from some experience, we all experienced it. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Well, it's a marker.
It is a marker. It is a marker. I remember to me, the day when the lockdown happened in Norway, when they were like, okay, everything is shut down, go home. And the supermarkets, for the first time in my life, were actually running out of things, and went into the house and locked the door with everyone inside, knowing we're all going to be here now for who knows how long. To me, it felt like the end of a season of a TV series. I literally had that feeling. No, I mean it. Like, for instance, a TV series that's about to be like retooled, and they do like a massive change of status quo in the season finale, and everything is going to be all different in the next season after that. That was literally the feeling that I had, that now a season is over. And a new season, I don't know quite what it's going to be, but that's going to happen next. And that's kind of like exactly what happened. And I think it was a pivotal moment between those who are informed and those who can do their own research and have some larger, at least not necessarily full understanding, but some inclination that something is happening here, and it's not necessarily quite what we are being told in the media, which is very concerned with telling us all, do not do your own research, because that is disinformation. You must now listen to what we tell you, you pleb. And then it turned out the biggest source of disinformation in human history was the mainstream media and everything that was said there. I think that was a very divisive and separating moment that we haven't really recovered from yet, between those that pay attention and listen to the mainstream media, follow that obediently, and those that kind of like woke up a little bit more if they weren't already. So I don't think there was any union there. But I agree that everyone had that experience. Unfortunately, we had it in different worlds and different realities, depending on what world you are living in, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, Andre is right. Something is happening here. What it is isn't exactly clear.
Yeah.
We need to stop. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, I'm just mimicking the song. I'm trying to be humorous.
Yeah. But speaking of humorous, we have a couple of super chats here, so we're going to go through those. We're going to have a relatively short stream today. As you can see, I'm all dressed, ready to get going to my next engagement. I'm going to start with this super chat to that end. Darking says for two Australian dollars, it's 2 a.m. 1st January 2026 here. Your local time? Yeah, that's a fun thing with time zones and stuff. So. Darting and every other Australian is already in the year 2026. As for me, I'm outside of Oslo, Norway, and here it is now 4:20 p.m. in the afternoon, and dinner was served 20 minutes ago, so I'm in a little bit pressed for time. How about you, Chato? What's the time in the Great White North?
It is 10:21.
Likewise here.
And Tom?
10:21. Same as us. Oh no, he's 1 hour back. I
He's
think.
in that bullshit called Central Time. Or
Yeah, he's
Mountain
in.
Time.
It's
It's
9:21.
in Mountain
there.
Time.
Yeah, 9:21.
Yeah. Yeah, time zones are.
So
are
does
such
that mean
fun.
that Dark King is in Australia?
That's exactly what it means. Also,
Okay.
him sending $2 Australian is a further hint of that.
Ah, of course. I didn't even note the money.
Yeah.
I stepped away for a second. I'm in Central Time in the actual Midwest.
Oh, I thought you were in Mountain Time.
No, I start this shit at 9 o'clock in the goddamn butt crack of morning.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
the
how
reason why
dedicated I am, YouTube. Go
Yep.
suck.
No, the really dedicated are the people who are watching from LA, where we now start at ridiculous o'clock in the morning.
Shout out to my friend Sam, who is out there and listens. And he's been a listener since before I ever appeared on the show.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Yeah. Shout out to Sam. And then Drew Tipton, going back to the top, says, anyone have a favorite New Year's Eve movie? I know there's not a lot, but my go-to is the original Poseidon Adventure. Yeah, this is a great question. Tom, being such a movie fan, you surely must have like your favorite New Year's Eve movie.
The Exorcist. No, I
I
really
think,
actually.
I think The Exorcist is an Easter movie, Tom.
Yeah, no. Sometimes maybe Ghostbusters too. Otherwise, there isn't a whole lot of New Year's films where they're built on the New Year. I mean, even movies like End of Days didn't last long because they should have went a little further out in the future because that movie was like out of date pretty quick. I don't know. Is there any other films that really have a New Year's message to them?
Well, they don't need the message. It's not what movies do you have a tradition for watching on New Year's Eve, if anything?
Well, Die Hard is not a New Year's movie. That's all I know.
Yeah, there's that.
How
about you, gentlemen?
Part 2 is good.
I already watched that one.
Trading Places has a nice New
That
Year's.
is kind of a New Year's movie, yeah.
Yeah, the climax at least.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Harry Met Sally.
Wait, I was just going to say that.
Mhm. Yeah, good one. I would not have chosen the Poseidon Adventure though, Drew. That's a very niche New Year's movie. I think.
Yeah, but as long if it makes sense to him. I mean, my choice is going to be niche as well. It's one that very few are going to think about. But it was on TV here in my childhood, and it made such an impact that been kind of like tending to watch it on New Year's every few years ever since. So most Norwegians are going to have something called Flåklypa Grand Prix as their preferred New Year's movie, as I'm sure said Norwegians in chat will be very happy to tell you. But as for me, it's The Party by Blake Edwards, starring Peter Sellers.
Ah,
Yeah,
I have
That's
never
right.
seen that.
yeah. And I believe the party in it is actually a New Year's party. So there you have that theme there as well.
It's also for the horror aficionados out there, Terror Train. I think that was a New Year's party.
Terror Train.
Terror Train. Yeah, 1980.
Interesting. Never even heard about that.
Yeah.
And
Slasher, slasher.
Because
and,
I'm good at pulling out obscure shit.
There you go. Oh, okay.
There you go. That's the
Never
one.
seen it.
And since it was right near it, I grabbed the Poseidon.
There you
Adventure.
go.
Yeah.
Tom, you've got to have Terror Train in your collection.
Somewheres, yes.
Yes. Okay.
That one's not one that's so easy to grab, probably.
Indeed.
Very nice.
Then moving on, Drew Tipton says for $4.99, 2025 was a hard year for pop culture deaths. Losing Drew Struzan was especially hard for me. My pumpkin at Halloween was his The Thing movie poster. Wow. Well, that's very nice. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, you have some celebrity deaths every year, but certainly the ones that we had this year, because you had both both Casado and Drew Struzan in the same year. Those were the two giants where hand-painted movie posters are concerned, and we lost them both in the same year. So, yeah.
I was going to say most of the audience, or not most of this audience, but many people probably don't know those names, but I guarantee you they have beheld their work more than once and enjoyed it. So
Indeed. Conan the Barbarian poster, Red Sonja poster, that's Casado. Back to the Future. Basically any Indiana Jones, Star Wars, any hand-drawn poster of the 80s and 90s with 95% likelihood was one of the two. And we lost them both in 1 year, which sucks, but it is what it is. Then we have Packing Protons, who says, for Marvin sadly isn't here today, but we'll cover it anyway. Indie stunt shows goes wrong as giant boulder goes free and knocks out cast member. Tom, we actually have a story about this. If you check the private chat, then we can get that up on screen.
yeah, there's no music in it, and it's totally unbranded. So
I saw it. I saw the clip.
Might be reused content.
uh-oh.
Wow.
At least it doesn't look like it's all
Oh
that.
my gosh, that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like it was that heavy, but then all of a sudden, I think him hitting the floor was the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Well, okay, just imagine someone pushing you really, really hard.
I don't think he
and
realized how big and heavy it was going to be.
Yeah, like if you fall backwards and your head slams against the ground, I mean, that's bad. That is bad, regardless of
That's a company man right there, though, to get out there and protect the onlookers. He probably saw it and said, okay, it's not a real boulder. I can stop this. And then it was like, oh my gosh, this thing is huge.
All I know is when balls come flying at my face, I get the fuck out of the way, unlike Paul.
Yeah.
I've never had balls flying at my face. So
Paul loves it.
How that works.
I'm not sure he necessarily was like a company man per se. Probably he's more someone who's there, really cares about his job security of the audience, and he's jumps to protect the people there. I don't think that he was a company man, because a company man would know that it's far better for the company to pay some liability to some people than me getting injured, because I'm not going to get shit.
Especially if he's a Disney Plus subscriber, you can't sue Disney, right? I
mean, exactly. I mean, remember, everyone, if you have Disney Plus, don't go to Disney parks, because if something happened, you can't sue, because you accepted by way of getting Disney Plus.
He did look like an employee, though.
Well, he was on the.
Well, he was an employee. Yeah, but there's like the thing, like you have like your employees who are the random people who are, well, necessarily random, but who are working there, who have no corporate significance whatsoever, and who are very expendable cogs in the machine, versus like the company men who do not care about the cogs in the machine. This guy, I think, is one of those that makes that part go around, but he's a cog in the machine.
Right.
Replaceable part. And then Dr. Long Dongler sent us a super sticker. Everyone, please smash that like. And Carl wonders, Andre, what do you put on your lefse? Well, I actually don't even eat so much lefse, but my father does, and he always puts sylte, which is kind of like pork meat, and mustard. So if I do, it's going to be that. Lefse is very difficult to explain for outsiders, because you really only have it in Norway. It's, imagine a pancake, but it's dry and made of potato. And it doesn't taste sweet. It's like pretty neutral in the taste, so you have to like fill stuff in it.
There's a lot of food in the
chat. Get the phone, Paul.
Yeah, well, it's that time of year, isn't it? Yeah. And
food.
Yeah, and then moving on, we have Jason Webster, also in 2026 already, sending us 10 Australian dollars. 2025 KBS Drama Awards, so final of the year. 4, Eagle Brothers. 8, Our Golden Days. 4, Walking on Thin Ice. 3, Pump Up the Healthy Love. 3, Love Track, Love Hotel. 2, First Night with the Duke. 2, The Queen's House. 1. Well, fantastic. Congrats on the local shows. I've never heard
wanna
of a
visit Love
single
Hotel.
one of them. Yeah, that's
Sounds like a
well,
great
Love
place.
Track, Love Hotel 2. I mean, that sounds like something that could be really, really cheesy fun or a really bad horror movie. I mean, that sounds like
Porn.
Hostel thing, like, yeah,
Sounds like porn.
yeah. And Jason Webster also says, Happy New Year, Andre, Tom, and everyone at Mead. Well, thank you. And Pilgrim Media also says, Happy New Year, Lutefisk, and Black Eyed Pea time. Yeah, it is. It is the season, is it not? Then we have Wild Man of Yavin, who sent us $20. Thank you so much, saying, Tonight, crap. Tomorrow, lobster, mac and cheese. Tom Keller's recipe, but with tagliatelle. You're welcome for the envy. I make it darn right if I say so myself. Happy New Year's, everyone. Yeah, that sounds interesting to try out. I've only had mac and cheese once in my life. But
Lobster added makes it a whole other dish.
I think that may have been what I had, because this was as the seafood restaurant in North Carolina, because you can't get mac and cheese that way, certainly not with lobster where I'm at. I have to go to the States to get it. So that was the last time I was there. Mac and cheese, real American cuisine.
What a shame, but it is good. Cheese and noodles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am repenting of my envy, Wild Man of Yavin.
And Smiles Frown also sent another $20. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a happy new year. And also, F this platform. I was brought to Midnight's Edge because of Tom and watched more Mead than the main show. Hope if it returns, it's even bigger. And again, happy new year. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Mead is going to be back in some form, bigger than ever, because we've never taken a defeat standing down, have we, Tom?
How nice.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. And Norwegian Kryptonian says, for 59 Norwegian krona, I feel like Mr. Bean has a hold in Norwegian households on New Year's Eve. Yes, Mr. Bean's New Year celebration, that's a classic. So yeah, that's something that we will frequently watch on New Year's Eve. Darking also says, for $2, breaking news from 2026, Elon Musk bought Warner. And many things I'd much rather he buy. You know, I'd actually
restart
rather
the Snyderverse.
I'd actually rather Elon Musk buy Paramount, because that's where Star Trek is.
He's
Yeah,
going to start the Donnerverse.
we haven't even talked about that yet, did we? About how Ellison's
No,
going to sue?
let's take the opportunity and use and go
For
into
God's
that right
sake.
now before we continue with the super chats.
Can he be any more Veruca Salt at this point? Like,
Well, but Tom, no one has any idea what you're talking about.
I know,
So
and a
let's
lot of
bring up
people
the
think
story.
that he's in the right here, which is interesting. It's like, do you really think this is going to go the way you think it's going to go?
And the audience still don't know who he
All
was
right,
referring
he
to.
being David Ellison. Who else are we talking about? I just mentioned his name.
Yeah.
I know I do that a lot of time, but I did mention his name this time.
Yes, but I believe there's a story to go with this.
Well, I don't have the Ellison one up here, but I do have the Warner board poised to reject Paramount's latest offer.
That would be the one.
One that he's going to sue over because, you know, favoritism and all that, because God forbid you favor the guy who's paying you more money, right? Like, that's what I don't understand about this.
It's crazy.
Because I get it. Some people see this as, oh, well, David Ellison is offering them much more money. The difference is David Ellison is offering them much more money for a lot more things. But it's not as much as you think when you factor in the fact that Netflix is not interested in the cable channels and all that business. They don't want any of that stuff. They just want Warner Brothers proper. So what they're offering is actually a better deal, right, Andre?
Yes,
Who,
by
Netflix?
all accounts.
Technically,
Netflix, yes, technically. Because here's the thing, just to get through it, for those who came in late, who haven't been paying in detailed knowledge to the battle over Warner between Netflix and Paramount. And Paramount is kind of like a placeholder in the name because it's actually Skydance and David Ellison. Paramount is just the latest company that they bought up. So really, it's Ellison versus Netflix. That's what's really going on here. And Netflix and they right now are the favorite one because they issued a bid of, what was it, 72 billion, just for the entertainment assets and nothing else, which means that they are looking to buy Warner Studios, DC, Harry Potter, HBO Max, all of those things. Everything to do with entertainment is what Netflix is after and what they're offered to pay 72 billion for. Meanwhile, you have Ellison, that's Team Skydance and Team Paramount, that has offered 108 something billion thereabouts for the entire company. So everything that Netflix wants to buy, plus all of the cable channels. That's TNT, that's CNN, that's all the other stuff I don't even know the name of because I don't have them where I'm at. But all of those things, that's a crap ton of channels. They're not really all that money, so it's not that profitable, but 108 billion for all of that. But here's the thing. Zaslow was brought in to flip this house around. Now, he has already turned around Warner, but the cable stuff, that's still a work in progress. Now, what Ellison is doing is saying, here, I'm gonna buy this all for you right now, knowing full well that you can still flip this and earn a shit ton more of it. But here, I'm gonna buy you everything on this scandalous lowball offer. Because what it amounts to, if you take the entertainment assets out of it, Ellison is only offering $1 per share for everything else. That's a scandalous lowball offer. That is why they're going with Netflix, because then they get the premium for the entertainment package. There's not even that big a premium, but they're getting a fair price for the entertainment package, while they keep the cable stuff, so Zaslow can still turn that around and then flip it at maybe another 50 billion later down the line. That's what this is all about. And
But
Ellison,
I want it now, Daddy.
exactly, Ellison, he wants it now, and he thinks it's really, really unfair that they won't accept his lowball offer for everything when they're still planning on flip this baby around. And so now he is just like every kind of video you have seen with every entitled schmuck feeling badly threatened or badly treated who threatens to sue for some bullcrap. That's what Ellison is doing right now. He's going to sue because the board won't accept his lowball offer.
He reminds me of that lawyer in Beavis and Butthead. We are going
the one who basically lists all the...
We are going to sue the school. We are going to sue...
Yeah.
It's like, go for it, man. Like, just go for it. Now, honestly, if I was David Ellison right now, I'd be a little bit more worried about that 4-year deal I signed with the Duffer Brothers and some other crap before I worry about Warner Brothers and some other things. I'd be like, got away from me.
Yep.
Just let it go, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure who to root for. Paul, you were saying.
Are we heading now towards getting into Stranger Things commentary territory?
Kind of, yeah.
Not exactly. I just wanted to point that out because everybody's like, David Ellison is this, that, and the other. Yeah,
I think we should go there eventually.
I think so, because David Ellison, I mean, what he should be worried about in my book right now is he already got Paramount.
Yeah.
And Paramount, that is something that needs a massive turnaround operation because it's been mismanaged into the ground. But not every aspect of the company. There are some things there that still work, so he really needs to focus his attention on the things that don't work. And we really haven't seen too much of that. I mean, what we have heard of Star Trek, for instance, Star Trek, that's the crown jewel of Paramount. That can and should be a golden calf if you treat it right. And so far, I haven't seen enough evidence that Ellison is giving it the attention he needs, giving it the hard correction that's necessary. Because they're releasing both seasons of Star Trek Fleet Academy when rightfully he should be scrapping that to preserve the brand. Because release that, the hell is left of Star Trek? You're just running it into the ground. Your best hope is that no one is watching it, so that it can destroy the brand in peace.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Go for it.
Because as other people have said, and I didn't make this up, Star Trek has always been a niche brand. So all they managed to do with the Kurtzman Trek is niche it even further. That's all they've managed to do. Star Trek
I
is
slightly disagree with that. I agree in principle, but it's a matter of which niche. Because, this is true. Star Trek was niche in that it wasn't for the absolute mainstream. Yet it was sufficiently big enough that it could sustain multiple TV series airing concurrently, all of them drawing in very good ratings, meaning that you got a premium for the advertisement spots. That happened in its prime. It was a killer when it came to merchandising and licensing revenue, because although it was a relatively niche audience, it was a niche audience that was really, really, really into Star Trek, and they bought everything. So it was a golden cow for so many of the licensees, because all you had to do was put some Kirk and some Spock on it, and even some Picard and Riker, and it'll sell like hotcakes relative to the budget. So would it bring in the massive big bucks like Star Wars? No, but it would bring in sufficient big bucks that you could always reliably count on millions, hundreds of millions in revenue every single year from Star Trek. Wasn't huge, but the hundreds of millions kept flowing in.
Sure.
That kept it a very valuable thing. What they've done right now, they made it more niche because they've discarded the audience, but actually made those hundreds of millions flow in reliably every single year for an audience that's on Twitter and TikTok and that doesn't buy anything. That's the difference. It's a different niche audience.
But I think I fundamentally agree with what you're saying. But on the other hand, I think we are an audience that appreciates Star Trek to a greater degree than the general audience. So we are.
This is true. But if you just ignore that completely, just look at the pure financials.
Which you're more aware of than me.
And if we go back to the 1990s, which was when Star Trek made more money than it's ever done before. If we go back to the 1990s, there were Star Trek on the big screen, it was Star Trek on the small screen. No, it wasn't the biggest movies of the year. I mean, it was like they're in the mid-tier movies of the year. It wasn't this massive A budget for a franchise, but it was a franchise that earned as if it was. And that's no longer the case.
See, and that's the biggest problem Ellison has on his plate right now that I don't see. Like, okay, I just got to say this real quick. Maritime Rodent gave us 100 Canadian dollars just to wish Happy New Year.
Wow.
And gifted 50 memberships.
Wow. Amazing.
So anyway, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But as I was saying, thank you, Maritime Rodent.
Indeed, thank you, Maritime Rodent. That's
but as I was saying, like, I mean, kind of where we were hitting. Yeah, sorry, we were hitting at on the earlier part here was basically like, look, Ellison's got a lot of other shit to worry about first. The only franchise sitting over at Paramount that I would say probably doesn't even need an overhaul is SpongeBob SquarePants. Otherwise, every other goddamn thing needs an overhaul.
Oh, and King of the Hill.
What?
No, sorry, that's Disney Plus. I keep forgetting.
I was going to say, everything else. Every goddamn thing in that house needs to be reevaluated, souped up, changed. Even Mission Impossible, one of your crown jewels that has never faltered. The last two movies, fucked up. So you're at a place where every single franchise you have, from Ninja Turtles all the way down, needs a complete fucking overhaul. Beavis and Butthead might be the only. That was what you were thinking of, Andre. Beavis and Butthead is the only other thing, but that's just because Mike Judge owns half that. He controls half that. That takes care of itself. Even South Park is a problem right now.
Yeah, yes, it is. Right now, even South Park is a problem.
Every goddamn thing you have under your umbrella is a issue that you need to revamp from the start. and they don't have it. And he's going to turn around and try and do it over at Warner Brothers too? Dude, you ain't Jesus. You ain't going to perform no fucking miracle here. Let's see what you could do over at Paramount first. And
Well, right now we'll settle for you not being Veruca Salt, and so far we're not getting it.
because you're not, I agree with you, Andre. I think he should have pulled a David Ellison and been like, what the fuck is this Star Trek?
You mean
Starfleet?
you should have pulled a
Doesn't
David
matter. It's
Hasselhoff.
not going to, or that's what I meant. Yes. And been like, no, it's not going to air. This thing's done. We're done with this. We got other shit coming down the pipeline. Because he did it for Ninja Turtles, basically. But there's a reason why that happened. Because that deal was over to begin with. If you saw our video, as we've told you guys before, the only reason Mutant Mayhem fucking exists is because they had to fulfill the stupid licenses. Now that that's over with, they're going to do whatever the hell they want there. But something's up with Star Trek. And this is where I think they have to show these. There's some contractual obligation involved here that they have to do this, whether it's something to do with some streamer or it's something to do with some license deal. Otherwise, why the fuck would you do this? Even David Ellison has to see that online that thing was nothing but a joke.
Well, that depends on what universe he's living in.
I even said that they quit calling it Star Trek 90210 because that's bashing 90210. 90210 is a hell of a lot better than this. Like, come on, guys. And that's where we're at with the shit show. And he's going to go spend some more money on Warner Brothers? Pfft. Sue away, man. Sue away. Make yourself look like
I like that it's going to get caught up. I like that this is going to be delayed as long as possible because Netflix is not just not somebody I want owning the Warner Brothers brand, period.
I agree with that. And here's the thing, because as Tom has made a point of before, this is a situation where no matter who wins, we all lose.
Yeah.
And the best thing we can hope for, and I don't think it's going to happen, but the best thing that possibly can happen here is that the government actually rejects this deal and forces Warner to stay exactly where they are. I don't think that's going to happen. We're not that lucky, but that would be the best case scenario for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I just hope this gets delayed for a while. I agree that Ellison really needs to clean up the current mess at Paramount, his newest toy, and quit trying to get all the toys.
Well, there's an obvious reason why he's going after Warner's is that it's a one-time chance.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
It's never going to happen again. So from that perspective,
well,
there's no, you can't just lay and wait for it.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's that so much.
It would be
yes,
very
absolutely.
risky to gamble, but to be fair though, I mean, Warner is a company that has shown to be particularly troublesome when it comes to shifting owners, because remember they were bought by AT&T for $70 billion.
Yeah.
That was a mistake, and then they were offloaded to Discovery for peanuts.
Or remember back all the way to 1989, wasn't it Time Warner back then? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were huge back then. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
So what you mean is that this is the time when he had the chance to get it at a massive discount, and who knows what the future may bring.
Yeah, because Netflix isn't going anywhere. I mean,
Well, make no mistake. I was just going to say, make no mistake about it. He went after it because Warner Brothers was number one. He wanted the biggest kid on the block. I've said that before. That's all it was. The one he bought wasn't good enough. He wanted the big ones. And I don't know if it would go through either way at this point. I agree with you guys. But anyway, you were saying, Chris.
Well, I would just like to know Zaslav's thoughts right now, private thoughts, like what he's saying internally, like with his spouse or his friends, who he's rooting for.
He clearly ghosted Zaslav like a fucking nagging ex.
Ghosted Ellison.
What the fuck did I say?
You said ghosted Zaslav.
Oh my God. I quit.
I know you don't. Come back. He should drink coffee, right, Paul?
Honestly, my brain just isn't in it today because of all this demonetization shit. I'll be real with you.
Yeah. Well, you have to be, because I have to leave in a very short amount of time here. So get with it.
You didn't even tell me that till earlier, so now I'm just like, yeah.
Which is why we shouldn't keep yakking about this one fucking subject.
Yeah.
Indeed, let's move on because we got a couple of super chats on this. Glade Riven says Ellison likely wants Warner plus Paramount to license the massive IP library to AI companies or even to Oracle. Happy New Year! Yeah, I'm sure that his daddy wouldn't mind having some ownership right there. But of course, being an AI company, they're going to scrape the shit out of the things regardless. It's not like they're too concerned with IP law, quite the contrary. And also on this topic, Miller says for 35 South African rounds, Kurtzman needs to sign a new contract that supersedes his existing one. If he signs today, it can be gone tomorrow.
Cute.
So
he's in Australia.
Yeah, let's hope that he will be gone tomorrow. He also says, starting to worry about what I'm hearing about Bond. Now, I don't know what he has heard specifically. I certainly haven't heard anything, but I will say I'm not confident in anything that they're doing with Bond. I'm not confident in
Probably
Amazon.
referring to the comments about First Light. There's a video game, and they just kind of came out with, we're going to modernize Bond for the modern audience in the video game.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, I hope they do it for the video game, and it flops there, so they
center.
That's right.
Yeah, I hope they modernize it like shit for the game, and that fails, they learn what not to do. Yeah. And Wildman of Yavin says, I was writing a super chat about Paul not talking. Then he does, and Andre cuts him off, as Andre does. Andre's like, shut the fuck up, I'm right. I was right. Reminds me of when I lived in Germany. Nothing but love, but funny. It's the Germanic way. I may not be German, but I am Germanic, for better and worse.
Yeah, Daimler was one of our clients for 10 plus years. And very interesting company from a management perspective. Number one, they were passive aggressive sometimes. They would say things like, your ideas are suboptimal. And so that depends on what level the people were at. However, if they were talking to subordinates, it was all out. This is shit. You're a fucking idiot. I mean, the German execs did not hold anything back when it came to talking to subordinates. And because I was the president of a company and a supplier, the German, at least Daimler, treated your place in your own company somewhat equally to the same executive level as in their hierarchy. So I was allowed to, and I can't remember what the number designations were in Daimler, but I was able to talk to some fairly high-level people just below Dieter Zetsche and the president of Daimler at the time, because I was the president of my own company. So exactly. I could get out of meetings. Yeah. They would fly all of us to Germany. We would talk about database stuff, and then I would make sure ahead of time that some senior executive would call me out of my meeting, so I would never have to go back to it. Because as long as a senior Daimler executive said, Mr. Peters would like to talk to Paul, everyone in the room would go, oh, Mr. Peters. Oh, Mr. Peters wants to talk to Paul. Oh, no, Mr. Peters wants to talk to Paul. And I never went back to the meetings ever again for the rest of the week, which was partying in Stuttgart, as they say.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know the difference, like it's kind of like what you said, because they're ultimately making money from you, so you're not necessarily paying them, but it's still a thing where they kind of like need you, and their money flows both ways a little bit. Then your ideas are suboptimal. Right. Whereas if it's an employee in their own company that they're paying, then the idea is shit, and he needs to get with the program. Or
No, we had a good run. They took us out to tell us we were the most successful on time, on budget supplier they've ever had. So
Oh, you're saying you're like the other Germans.
yes, they liked us.
Yeah. Very cool. And then
Until we lost our connection, then they had to fire us.
oh,
Anyway,
you were now French Canadian.
correct.
Yes, exactly. No longer Germans. Ruby Who gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And he's also been a member for 18 months. And Smiles Frown has been a member for 5 months. And Hypergiver says for $5, remember, if you start Ghostbusters 2 at 10:27:53, Venkman will wish you a happy new year at midnight.
Cool.
This is a very, very good rule that people would do well to remember. So
Good
thanks for
information.
pointing that out. That is actually very, very good
Yes.
information.
The New Year movie.
Yeah. And Wild Zephyr became a YouTube member, and we welcome you. Jason Webster says Taxi Driver 3 has won Best Drama at the 2025 SBS Drama Awards.
What?
Wow, happy.
I missed part 2.
Is that Travis Bickle's Revenge?
No, that was part 2.
Yeah, no, this is the Travis Bickle Strikes Again.
This is
Jodie Foster.
You talking to me again?
Revenge of
this
Jodie
is the
Foster.
Jodie Foster movie.
You talking to me?
This
Yeah,
is-
that's the tagline. You talking to me again?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's still talking to you. Yeah.
You still
right.
talking to me?
Yeah, that's the third one's tag.
Third one is Get Out of My Face.
Yeah.
The third one is just TDS all the way through it. It's just
No,
Robert De
the
Niro through
third
the whole
one
time
is
going,
is the Jodie Foster character grown up with guns and she's going after the bad guys.
Yeah, now it's female centric.
That's
time
correct.
It's about the ladies.
What was
Yeah.
the Jodie Foster character's name in the movie?
I don't even remember now.
Slut number 1.
Oh,
She was basically just she was the 12-year-old prostitute or whatever.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
Prostitute's
Yeah.
Revenge.
I still
Yeah.
liked Sybil. What was her name? Cynthia. Oh gosh, played in Moonlighting.
Oh, Sybil Shepherd?
Well, Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd. Yeah, I liked her character a lot in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Daniel Pine, who says a YouTuber named Zach Wolf said that his researchers says that Netflix wants to diversify and get into theatrical, and Warner Brothers is their way in. That makes sense. I understand others' doubts, but I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. Like, look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news about all this business, but it's what I keep hearing throughout my, checking in on everything is that the reason why they keep leaning in towards Netflix is it is a better deal for everybody, and less people are probably going to lose their jobs. Because as I remind people, Netflix isn't technically a studio. They don't actually produce anything. And this is where you can kind of get on your Stranger Things, Paul, if you want to, because like I hate to be the one to remind people that, but it's not like Netflix sent out a bunch of notes to the Duffer Brothers going, make Stranger Things more gay. No, they didn't do that. That was the Duffer Brothers' choice. They decided to do that. So at the end of the day, it's not like Netflix is like putting out, notes going, we need more things like Cuties. No, they just buy things and people make things for them. And they don't really put out notes or tell anybody we need this or we want that change. But they don't have a studio. What they would have if they bought Warner Brothers is a studio, and they would be able to get into the theatrical game. And that's kind of what I keep hearing. And that's what I've been keeping my fingers crossed and hoping is that they do get the right idea that that there is money to be made in theaters, and they stick with theatrical distribution a lot longer than, we would expect them to. But I don't want to get my hopes up too high because Netflix already destroyed a couple industries. What's going to stop them from destroying another?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to disagree again to a certain degree in that I don't think the benefit to Netflix is money from the theatrical experience. The benefit to Netflix is the star system, whereas we view movies that are successful in the theater and the actors that partake in them to be very different animals from those that live and exist only on streaming. In much the same way, actors on TV were viewed differently back in the day. And a TV actor would almost never be able to cross into a theatrical realm. It was just not done. And that was very rare. And I think to the benefit, I think Netflix is, I think what they need to do is help create stars, and you only do that within the context of theatrical releases. I think that's the benefit to them, because then once the movie's done and comes to their streaming, more people are going to watch it because it's got well-known people that people want to love and admire, and that's what the star system is about.
Well, we
That's
talk
my
about monoculture, and I mean, it's easy to argue at least that Stranger Things is one of those few things that is kind of hitting that cultural milestone of sorts.
Sure.
Yeah. Before
Game
you
of
talk
Thrones.
about that, I unfortunately do have to leave right now. I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, and
right.
thanks for
Happy New Year,
being
Andre.
here.
Happy
And,
New Year, Andre.
see you on the other side, which is on Friday.
7 hours to go, Andre. Have
Yo,
fun.
Gravlax or something. I don't know.
See you next year.
Gravlax. Yeah, I can't make that promise. Gentlemen, see you next year. Plenty of videos to come, and just to stay with the stream, because the guys will be here till we've gone through the final super chats, and see you around. Yeah,
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Andre.
We're going to continue them, but I'm going to let Paul talk about Stranger Things for a few minutes because it sounded like you wanted to. So.
Well, I mean, I was less bugged about the gay reveal. To me, it's, does he get his powers from being gay?
Gay is not a plot point, Paul.
No. I think it's weird how they've subordinated 11. I was kind of happy at the beginning of season 5 that it wasn't yet another 11 story. As I mentioned on X, my biggest objection to this season is having 11 in those horrible gym shorts. That I just can't stand watching her in them. It hurts me.
It hurts your testicular area to think about how tight they would be, or just
No, they just look ugly,
your
man.
sensibilities.
What are you talking about? If you think they're hot, more power to you.
I don't know. I don't watch this shit.
Well, then, yeah. Well, don't comment on shit you don't
I
know,
lived
man.
through the 80s, and guess what? Somebody would have said if you told them you were gay in the 80s. Quit being.
Yeah, someone actually did a video,
I saw it.
an AI video talking about how kids in the 80s would have reacted if it was told. Well, that one, the one thing that somebody mentioned, against people are finding things to complain about, is that it was the era of AIDS. And so it's, perhaps a bit tasteless. I lost a couple of good friends to the illness. It didn't dawn on me when, the reveal happened. I think people are making way too big a deal about it. To me, the show has gone from a interesting psychological drama from season 1 into just monster movie, and it's been monster show ever since season 2. Once the monster has been revealed, I find the monster to be utterly uninteresting. And so I just watch it, trying to find, the Duffer Brothers are finding different ways of trying to create plots that are interesting for us to stick around and watch. Way too big a cast. Like, it's just massive. And then they added 12 kids. So, you know what? It's this season so far has been serviceable. But no big deal. It's nothing like Pluribus, where I really want to watch each episode. I know there's shows out there that you guys watch, like Landman, that everyone is talking about, really wanting to watch each episode, which is, I think, what we need in the industry, right? You want to be excited about the next Tulsa King or something like that. So, yeah, it's run its course.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it because I've invested my time in it. I don't care.
I mean, you
I
might
think
not.
it's probably more of a cope than anything else, because you would have, if they had done this in the first season, I think you probably would have been a little more like, oh, come on. What is this?
Yeah.
But once we've invested in a show, I'm just like you. I think there was a discussion a few weeks ago. I was talking about finally going through For All Mankind, and I was resistant to get to season 3 because season 2 seemed to be so woke. And, when you look up the show itself and the showrunners, the entire premise was we want to look at how the space race would have been impacted and far more successful if it had embraced feminist ideals and identity politics, right? So on the basis of this, the whole show was designed to get to this point where you have a female president who, after she's up for her second term election, she admits she's gay and then reunites with her girlfriend, and so and someone and in that season, that was season 3, and I was reticent to even delve into season 3. My wife has enjoyed the show and she likes science fiction shows anyhow. So, and it's very well done. Don't get me wrong, but I'm coping. So now I'm on season 4. So this audience, somebody in this audience even said, well, season 3 is not as woke. Well, that's the season when the president came out, so I don't know what everyone's definition of woke is, but I think at a certain point you get so invested in a show or a property that you just cope through the dross, like it's just a turd in the punch bowl. You can scoop it out and the rest of the punch is fine. That's not really how it works for me, but I just put up with it. So and try to introduce my spouse to other shows we can watch. We're also going back and watching Happy Valley right now. Stranger Things, I tipped out, I think, after season 2. Season 2 seemed kind of a retread of the first season, but it started introducing new characters. And my brother, though, is watching the whole thing. So he was texting me, after witnessing the coming out scene. And he even said there were other problems with the episode, like that they were stopping the action as the world was ending just to do odd things that don't seem natural. And I thought, do you remember the Brady Bunch, for instance? Remember when cousin, I can't remember the cousin's name, but the little youngster.
Oliver.
Yeah, came along. It was like, why are we bringing in the younger kids? Is it because the original younger kids have all started growing up, so we need to have these new kids in? But that doesn't make sense with Stranger Things because this is the end. I mean, they're not going on to infinity with this show. I mean, they're not going into the 90s, right?
Well, the thing is that they now have you're raising the stakes because can't remember the creature's name, Varlon or Vardar or whatever. I'm terrible with names. The evil guy.
Yeah.
The main cast has grown up, so you're not feeling that same depth of fear and anxiety over something bad happening to them. Oh, they're just teens. Let them die. Because if you've ever raised one, that's kind of what your feeling is. Oh, okay. Okay, you can go. We don't care. So they had to introduce all these youngins, these prepubescent children, to raise the stakes and make us feel that this person's really evil, because they're also sticking these tendrils into their mouths, which is pretty grotesque. How could this person do that to these young things? It wouldn't be the same if they were doing it with the older kids now, right?
Yeah.
So it seems very manipulative, although they have found this one actress that's hanging out with the redhead girl. So this little blonde girl who's a really good actress. And I don't mind watching her, but it's just too many balls that they're juggling, and then they pin one of the creatures down and zap them with millions of volts of electricity just so Will can channel the creatures. I mean, it's gone. They are just doing everything they possibly can to keep the show on life support. And in fact, when I thought they staked the creature and started putting electricity through it, I thought it's kind of like paddles, they use to resurrect someone who's had a heart attack, right? Clear. That's what they're doing with the show. So I'm watching it. There's some clever ideas in it. Oh no, don't shoot the big orb. Don't, whatever you do. Oh, you shot it. Oh no, now we're all going to die. Oh no, I'm now giving away plot things. It's not really an evil thing. This is a wormhole that scientists created. Wow, this is not evil. It's not been created by evil. scientists created the evil, which goes back to the whole Russian thing at the very very first show. I lot of exposition, just a crap ton of people telling us, you know, how this entire world has been created. You know what?
And how they think girls are icky.
Yeah, I'm kind of sleepwalking my way through it, and all the women are the ones that are kind of leading the charge and survive and saving everything, except for Will, who's now been feminized, so he counts as a woman, I guess.
I don't know anymore.
No.
Earlier, Tom, you were saying, you know, since they don't produce this, they're not really in charge of sort of the storylines, and I think to a large degree that's true. The Duffer Brothers, this was the story.
Yeah, and they even took full responsibility for that, was my understanding too.
And I agree.
As much as I would love to hate on Netflix for it, right? Like, I mean, I get it. It's kind of this ongoing joke that they, you know, make everything into a woke mess.
Yeah,
but
right.
I think that's
here's-
just because they let the creatives run so wild. But go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I think to a large degree that's true, but you know, Netflix, they have those inclusion initiatives like the 22 diversity indicators across all their productions that guides their investment and training. So they could use sort of that carrot technique and say, well, you know, we could probably get you a little more money if you've got some DEI inclusive stuff in this last season. I know you guys were.
If you're
really
talking about a
hoping-
show that's like struggling, I'd agree with you. But like Netflix is not giving the Duffer Brothers any fucking notes on Stranger Things.
Okay. All right.
No, you know, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not
But,
saying they're giving notes.
but,
I'm just
Paul,
saying,
I mean,
if you're the Duffer Brothers and you're like,
Correct
hey,
me
we
if
can
I'm
get
wrong.
even-
Is somebody who's a former TV executive? If you have a show that's as popular as Stranger Things, are you bothering them with fucking notes?
No.
Yes, always, because that's the only way you justify your job.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
then you may be
maybe.
right.
So the other thing I've seen online in defense of this, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, come on, where is this? You know, the world is ending and he's saying, I don't like girls, right? And it's a big,
Yeah.
like those old Different Strokes, those very special episodes of Different Strokes or whatever, right? But
Which, yeah, I don't think anybody have a problem if this was an episode that didn't take place in a major crisis situation.
right. I mean, it could have come out a lot sooner, but the defense I'm seeing being run online is, well, they already alluded to him being gay back in season 1 because his dad called him a little queer or whatever. I don't know what. I mean, I saw season 1. I don't remember that. I don't care. I always thought Will was a little bit effeminate. So, I mean, it to me, it seemed sort of obvious, right? But placing it during this pivotal, critical moment did seem a little strange, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think he said it because he was pining for Will or Mike.
Mike, yeah.
He's pining for Mike, and that's the big crush.
Mhm. Okay.
And then Mike, of course, was rebuffed by a lesbian, so serves him right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what
This
goes
sounds
around
like a bad
comes around.
sitcom.
Bitches.
And wasn't Will the victim of tentacle porn down his throat at the beginning of this season or something?
Is that what made him gay?
Don't think so.
No. And then and I'm still struggling with the I can't remember her name. But it's a new character, dark-skinned girl in the white outfit that the military had captured. I still don't understand what Linda Hamilton and company are doing.
They're adding to the 80s aesthetic. That's what she's doing there.
I guess it's a lot of plot to get through, but you know, we'll get through it, plow through it. There's one more show left on today.
Yeah, that's right.
It should be out today. We'll see whether the theaters are filled. The I don't know how many theaters, 100 theaters they've got for this.
Yeah, we'll see how this does for him.
We'll
I
see.
Maybe
just
something
have
helps.
to see it to the end. I mean, to
Of
me,
course.
Mm.
I'm done. There'd be
I'm a
silly
completist myself. I'm the same way.
It
If
might
I
be
start
some-
watching the first season of Sanford and Son, I'm going to finish them all. I mean, it's
If it does well, it might help teach Netflix that there is money in theaters. But
Ooh,
Elijah
yeah, true.
Snow says, Chatto, have you seen Rise of the Raven? about
Nope.
John Hunyadi, if I said that right. Very HBO style and made in Hungary, no less. Even Mehmed, I said
Mehmet.
that right. Mehmed, thank you. Is good. Good watch. Hunyadi feels very much like the Conan we should have had.
Hmm.
So it's
Rise
Hungarian
of the
Conan.
Raven. I can watch it in Hungarian.
That was what he was getting at.
Watch Rise of the Raven drama series. Huh.
It
No.
looks good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Whoa,
There you
wow.
go. Check it out. You might have to do your green light.
Oh, yeah, that'd be hilarious. And I'll do it in Hungarian with subtitles.
There you go. Do it that way. M. Miller says, to clarify, offer before Kurtzman now supersedes existing contract, he signs shit this today. That today, Academy can be gone tomorrow. He despises the offer. Miller, I'd love to believe this, but there's no fucking way Kurtzman is in any office today. Hollywood is shut the fuck down for weeks. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. I mean, I'd love to believe this, but I'm just saying, like, he's on vacation now, regardless.
I think M. Miller is wish casting now.
I mean, yeah, I hope that Kurtzman's gone, though, but yeah. Klikioki says, hearing from the grapevine, people are starting to question if Netflix Warner Brothers will even go through anymore. Both stock fell a bit. Happy New Year's. I don't think the stock has anything to do with it, but I do hope that the regulatory commissions are like, oh yeah, no, this can't happen. This is too big of two companies that are too big getting together, even though, like I said, there's a lot more conflict when it comes to Paramount as far as I can tell, but I'm not a lawyer and I'm not I don't know this stuff as well as somebody who would be in the middle of it all, so I can't speak to that. But just from my outside observation, I hope that the Netflix doesn't get the deal, but I just don't see them having as hard a time as Paramount. And I know that doesn't sound right, but it's because Netflix isn't technically a studio. They're basically a tech company at the end of the day. They're a distribution model. That's about it. They're not a full-on studio like a Warner Brothers would be, but they could be if they buy Warner Brothers. So we'll have to see what happens here. Dark King says, part one, the problem with the gay scene in Stranger Things are, one, that shit would not have gone that well in the 80s. Yeah, as I pointed out. Part two, they did it in 2025 after too much gay stuff from Hollywood. My tolerance and acceptance gland has been abused and is now swollen and painful. That sounds kind of gay. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, like at a certain point, it's like it's no longer special if everybody's gay. Right? Like, what difference does it make at this point?
Somebody shared that scene. What was the Kids in the Hall movie where they made it? And
Brain Candy?
Brain Candy?
Yeah.
he did something and he came out and saying to everyone that he was gay now, and everyone was cheering him on, and he's marching down the street in a parade of being gay. It was great.
Brain Candy, I
seen that
think,
in a
is
while.
one of the most underrated comedies out there.
It's worth watching twice.
It
for
did
sure.
tank at the box office.
Oh,
and
terrible.
I think Roger Ebert gave it real scathing review, which didn't help. And
It's a very subversive film. It's really
or was it
quite
Geez.
amazingly good.
One of them did. But yeah, no, it's a lot better than it gets credit for, that's for sure.
It reminds me of sort of that. What was that movie with, or not movie? Run, Donnie, Run, or what was the?
I think you're right.
Run, Ronnie, Run.
Yeah,
You remember
something like
that?
Yeah,
From
vaguely.
the from what's his name? David Cross, Bob Odenkirk, also an HBO show, Mr. Show guys.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's right up, and you like Brain Candy, you'll like it too.
Accident Seller sends in 50 Norwegian krone and says, in the Stranger Things finale, Vecna is actually not the
Vecna, there
final
you go.
boss. The Ugandan priest Pepe Julian Ozima is. Why are you gay?
Oh no!
Shall I call you
Okay.
Mister?
Why are you gay? You are gay. Yeah,
Why are
I've
you
seen
gay?
it. It's a great video.
Why are you gay?
Why
You
are
can't
you
just
gay?
say something's gay. Anyhow, yeah, so we're caught up on the super chats. thank you everybody out there for the support, and we appreciate all the help you guys have given by boosting, my channel being demonetized. Sadly, the appeal has been rejected with absolutely nobody watching my appeal video. Has 0 views on it. So get that. Yeah, AI has reviewed it.
That's just a gatekeeping technique, though, Tom. Don't stop. Don't stop, because it even says at the end there, right? Like, if you disagree, keep going. Because what I think happens, and I would do this if I was a multinational conglomerate organization like YouTube, I would reject every initial appeal just to make the trolls go away who are just mad. So you're always going to get rejected, and hopefully the people that have no will or no real case would say, okay, fine, I'm out. Forget it. They turn me down. Don't give in to that. That's easy. Continue your quest, young lad.
It's a good.
We are with you.
Good advice.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys got going on, Chris? What's going on over at Bleeding Fool?
Bleeding Fool right now, we're kind of doing the usual, and at this point, ubiquitous year-end wrap-ups, right? We do have a story coming out a little bit later today about Evangelon's 30th anniversary new short for those fans of that anime that's premiering. Sigourney Weaver starts talking about a missing cut of what should be everyone's favorite science fiction comedy, Galaxy Quest, and talking about Disney's recent misfire. I know, I think we talked about this, and this is above the fold right now over on bleedingfool.com, but they just came out with this movie, McKay. Oh gosh, I should know the name of the movie. Ella McKay, I think. But it bombed so badly in America that they've begun canceling international debuts, including France. So they are putting this one out to pasture really quick. So bleedingfool.com, we're sassy and celebrating the end of 2025, looking forward to 2026. Check us out.
Yeah, I wonder if Sigourney's talking about, like, there was something I heard about not too long ago about a work print of Galaxy Quest that is a lot longer and also has a lot more Alan Rickman in it, I guess.
That's right.
So there was people saying something like release the Alan Rickman cut or something like that.
And swearing.
Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing. You're not wrong, Paul, because the movie was shot initially as an R-rated film, and then DreamWorks started to panic because they didn't have a family movie for the holiday. So they went in and told them, quickly make it PG-13. So the movie got trimmed down, and most famously is the line where Sigourney says, well, fuck that. And you can tell it's been changed. They didn't even bother to go. And I kind of like that. And I think even Sigourney said something like that, too. She's like, it kind of adds to the joke because it almost feels like it's the TV cut because they're a TV show. So it's like just the fact that they didn't have him go back and reshoot her doing the line. Or that I don't think they had an alternate
either. They ADR'd her.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah, so it looks like a TV cut kind of thing. And I think she made that comment that it kind of works for the film. But as she pointed out, she's like, when I shot it, I said, fuck.
Yep.
Right? Like, yeah, it was, when we did it, was being shot as an R-rated kind of more raunchier comedy. Because, I mean, you can even tell by her character with her tits hanging out, right? Like, I mean.
Didn't she look great in that movie?
Oh, God, yeah. But then DreamWorks freaked out because they didn't have anything coming up for the holiday. I can't remember if, like, one of their animated films got delayed or something like that was going on. And so they went amok with it and recut it as a PG-rated film.
Which I think was the right thing to do.
Maybe.
In a way, I think you're right, Paul. I think that the movie's sweetness, the R-ratedness probably would have hurt the film overall. Although it didn't seem to hurt Tropic Thunder. But
it's a different film.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the biggest problem is Katzenberg said that they didn't realize what they had on their hand, and he regretted not promoting it better.
Yeah, they really screwed the pooch with that one.
Yeah, that's give them full credit for at least admitting afterwards that they didn't understand what they had.
And history's been kind to it because now it's actually technically considered a Star Trek film.
It's in the third. It's in some lists. It's the third best Star Trek film.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a lot of official lists and fan lists, it's considered a Star Trek film.
and in
Since now
many
DreamWorks
ways-
is owned by Paramount. Yeah.
In many ways, they didn't invent, but they put into the public conscience fan fests.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Star Trek
when it
kind of did, actually. Yeah, you're right. So
That's when it exploded. Yet, not that the fan fests weren't like well attended,
right,
Yeah,
but
right.
as a cultural
Mainstream.
thing that normies, even if they didn't attend, they now learned about it and just
Yeah.
made it huge.
Sci-fi convention. Oh crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's a fun movie.
No,
It's
and
above
Dre-
the fold
yeah.
right now at Bleeding Fool if you want to check
It's a
it out.
great freaking movie. But anyhow, thanks, Chris. And Paul, what you got coming up? Any appalling news?
I have so much stored in appalling
Hungarian
news, and
Conan?
I pardon me, what?
Hungarian Conan.
Yeah, that show.
No, I'm going to go check it out. But I want to just take it easy. But on the other hand, I've now collected about 30 items that need to be discussed, and it's itching. I'm having a terrible itch. I need to scratch it, and so there might be an appalling news later on today. But we got guests coming. We're making food for tonight, and celebrating the turn of the year. So we'll see, folks. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee. And but I am going to do an expose on daycare centers here in Toronto.
Okay. Well, with that, I want to thank everybody
I'm
and say
kidding.
Happy New Year. Yeah, he's just mad they aren't serving enough pudding. And Marksman of 117B says, I recommend the YouTube show Space King.
It's very funny.
Show.
Very
You've heard of
funny.
that one? All right, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, I'm
So you got-
watching it. Hilarious.
Paul's already a fan.
Hilarious, gross, disgusting, stupid show.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody and say Happy New Year, and hopefully you have a safe Happy New Year. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you very soon. As Andre says, it is time for
Happy New Year, everyone.
in the rain.
Happy New Year, y'all.
New
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given.